Hello, everyone. This is Wrestling Discussion here. So we had the big confrontation on AEW Collision tonight. Adam Cole, MJF. Now this storyline's been going on for over a year now, well over a year. They started off as enemies, then they became friends, then they became best friends. Formed a tag team, Better Than You, Baby. It was a popular tag team there during the summer and fall of 2023. Even winning the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships together. And then, as everyone remembers, someone took the devil mask from MJF, started impersonating the devil, and the storyline went too long, and everyone knew it was going to be Adam Cole. And it turned out to be Adam Cole, and he started the heel faction, the Undisputed Kingdom, which unfortunately went nowhere because the main babyface, MJF, went away with an injury, a shoulder injury, and had to get surgery and heal up. And now we're back, and we've started the feud back up, but we've flipped spots. We have MJF as the heel, and Adam Cole supposedly as the babyface. And I say supposedly because really, Adam Cole should still be the heel. And I think MJF should still be the babyface, but that's just my personal opinion on the matter. It's going to be interesting. You know, this whole feud between these two, I think they have really good chemistry. Some people might disagree, but I think when you really look at it objectively, they work well against each other during promo battles. They're great as allies when they're friends or pretending to be friends. And they're in-ring matches. I mean, they had a classic match on Dynamite last year. Went to a draw. They had that match at Wembley Stadium that closed the show at All In. You know, they really have great chemistry together. Objectively, I think they do. And so you're going to get a great match out of them at World's End, and with the Dynamite Diamond Ring on the line, it adds stakes to it. Because you don't know, will MJF retain again like he has every year, or will this be the year where someone finally takes it away from him? Personally, I think MJF comes out on top. And I think he leaves with a new heel faction under his control. I think. Which is going to be interesting because you got Jon Moxley in AEW with the Death Riders under his control as the top heel faction, with Jon Moxley as sort of the top boss heel of the company. But you got MJF there too. And it's really hard to book a spot where... It's hard to book a show where MJF isn't the top boss heel, eventually. Because that's just what his character is meant to be. That's just what that character is meant to be. The top heel. But with Jon Moxley there with the Death Riders, who knows? Right? It throws a whole wrench into the thing. Where you don't know what's coming. And that's what makes it interesting. Just because the booking is tricky. Just because the booking is... maybe not organized as well as it should be because it's not as clear as it should be, that doesn't mean it has to be a bad thing. It makes it unpredictable. Which, wrestling should be unpredictable. You shouldn't know who's going to win, right? And maybe you do something where maybe you keep them away from each other. Maybe MJF gets his own heel faction and is a top heel, top monster heel again. But you keep them on Collision, perhaps. Right? But then they are moving to streaming on Max on January 1st. I know Dynamite is. I'm not sure about the other shows. I think Rampage is getting canceled. I'm not sure about Collision yet. It's going to be interesting to see what happens, though. But, this verbal promo battle tonight between MJF and Adam Cole, it was interesting. I thought MJF always does a great job. He can always turn a story. MJF has the talent to take a story and get the most out of it. He really can flesh out a story relatively quickly. Make it make sense, even if on the surface it doesn't make sense. What he said tonight where he told Cole, yeah, I would have turned on you if you hadn't turned on me. You did beat me to it. There was nothing at the time to even suggest that, but for MJF to say that now puts a spin on it to where you could sort of in your mind's eye make it make sense, even if it didn't make sense before. That's a talent of his. That's what makes him such a great performer. That's why the stories and feuds that MJF always is a part of, always, from a storyline perspective, always hits, because he makes the most out of it. He can get the most out of it. He can make it make sense even when it doesn't necessarily make sense at the time. It's one of the great things about him, and him and Adam Cole have that chemistry where, they did those skits last year where it was almost a buddy cop sort of thing, and it's entertaining because they actually really do have that chemistry together. I'm looking forward to the end of this feud. I haven't watched much AEW lately. I'm trying to again since I've started this YouTube channel. And watching highlights of it, you can definitely see where, it's almost like these two came together backstage and said, okay, I'm not doing much, you're not doing much. We have this story here that we haven't finished yet, that there's still some meat on the bone. Let's maximize it. And they got together and they've maximized it and they're going to go forward with it. But I think MJF takes it at World's End. I think he leaves with a new heel faction, and I think 2025 is going to be a big year for MJF. I don't know if he gets back to the AEW World title or not, but we'll see. It's a stacked roster. It's actually kind of a stacked roster when you look at it. But that's all for this one, guys. Thanks.